Thank you for doing this, by the way. This is very cool. Hi, John. John, I was a bit of a jerk. I came here from Orange Coast College, and John wasn't here. And they didn't have a jazz band. They hated jazz here. And so somehow we got a jazz band happening, and it was a guy named Jerry Long, probably Dr. Martin remember him, and he had the jazz band for the first part of it. And we would go out and play in the quad. And Henry Tamiaka was a violin player, and Harvey Patel was here, and I was supposed to come in playing classical saxophone under Harvey Patel. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. Thank you very much. That probably was Sal. I had played flute for about 6 months at Orange Coast College, and so I came in as a flute major. Gretel Shanley, who was here at that time, bless her heart, took me under her wing, and I remember Dr. Daniels, after my audition, going, oh my God, we've got a junior here and he can't play his frickin' nose! I'm hearing this coming out of his office. So that was my induction to this. And so we started the jazz band, and we played out in the quad. And I remember, because Dr. Daniels' office was like, we'd play here and Dr. Daniels' office was right there. And so Jerry was so great, Jerry Long, he let me kind of talk. I was kind of the unofficial leader of the band, and I go, you know, they hate jazz here. Now, I don't know if that was because of whatever came out of it that John was hired, but it was like if there is a God, he sent John Prince, and was so blessed in the fact that once he got here, the program absolutely blossomed. We had the best musicians on the planet playing here. And the other thing he did, which I think Bobby Rodriguez made mention of, we were talking about earlier, was the fact that he put his writing aside and let me write. And I would come in every day and say, okay, here's a shout chorus, here's 4 bars voiced this way, here's 4 bars this way, here's 4 bars. It's like a whole bunch of them in a row. And I would have the whole day to go, okay, let's hear this, let's hear this, let's hear this, and then we'll try, okay, let's try with alto flutes and bass flutes and blah, blah, blah. We had all that stuff. And John let me flourish. I mean, he put his time aside and let me do stuff that was just amazing. I learned so much here when Dan Higgins was here. We had the world's tallest saxophone section at the time. We had Dan Higgins, Bob Grieve, Greg Huckins, myself, Bobby Bryant Jr. We're all like 10 feet tall. You know, we'd stand up and take a solo and we'd go, whoo! The one thing about John that I think that probably all of us remember, and maybe in a different way of putting it, is that I didn't know that there was no fun. You could not have fun in music. I didn't know that until I left here and started playing gigs, and like we'd have this conductor who was like maniacal or whatever, go, this is not right. This is not, are you kidding? This is not John Prince. You know, this is what I came from. And all the tunes with Bo Diddley in it. And we had Bo Diddley this, Bo Diddley that, which he played, bring his charts in. And one time I was working at Disneyland and I got to play with Bo Diddley and I'm going, I'm all over it, I got it, you know. John Prince meant so much to me, his attitude, his allowing me to do what I do. I take and those of you who know me and played my charts, you will hear a little bit of John in there somewhere, that kind of free spirit that is so important, and you truly believe in what you do, and you don't take no for an answer, and you just keep doing what you do, and that's what he did. Probably the highlight of the best thing that he did was we went to Montreux, Switzerland to play a jazz festival there. Jim Cox bought me my first drink. He was trying to beat me in Pong, I think we were playing, yeah, and it was it. It worked. And I kept getting better with the wine. I'm going, wow, this is good stuff, you know. And anyway, by the way, Jim Cox, for those of you who don't know, he can make any instrument, a grand piano, sound like a B3. Now, I'll leave it at that. Anyway, the brilliance of John was taking the jazz band, all guys, and then taking the jazz choir, all girls, to Montreux, Switzerland. And I'll tell you, we all came back with a smile on our face.